I'm Teri. I use she and her pronouns, and I'm white. I was doing group facilitation for a long time and had the chance to start working with groups specifically on racial justice and how to shift policy and practice stuff in their organizations to try to get different outcomes. I've just worked over the years. I've been in organizations for so many years and worked with other organizations for so many years that hold a lot of values around racial justice, but don't see outcomes that look remotely like what they think they're all about. And so just a lot of drive to see us make that connection, like to close that gap between what we think we're about and what's actually happening. Doing this work just helps me cope with the world that I live in. It's just so painful to see people that I care about who have to either suffer or leave organizations or leave the town that I live in because it's just not a healthy place for Black people, especially Black and brown people in my life. And I don't want that. I want to be part of organizations where everybody that works there can thrive and be happy and can, be part of building something. So doing this work lets me feel like I may not be as effective as I want to be, but I'm doing everything that I can to create those changes. If left to my own devices, I'm really I come from a very harmony-seeking family, so I'm most comfortable just, kind of accommodating or just kind of getting along, conflict avoidant. But, this work is all about figuring out how to engage conflict, figuring how to be more direct. So really, when I show up in trainings and coaching, my style is I come with a lot of love and compassion because I have been there and made most of the mistakes and that folks are struggling with. So I'm definitely grounded in that place, and I'm really striving to be as specific and direct as I can. I just think that's the most useful way of coaching that I can offer. I think my favorite hobby is practicing Aikido. It's a Japanese martial art, and that's another thing that helps me survive in this work. I just go out on the mat and get to kind of work through all the stresses of the workday, and I also get to practice in my body a lot of the things that I'm trying to bring out in my work practice as well. So how do you take energy or aggression that's coming towards you and take care of that person while also kind of changing the whole interaction?
Have you ever had to use it on anybody and on the streets?
I, knock on wood, have not, although I definitely have used it a lot of times falling down. So it's really good practice at falling, which is also a good metaphor in this work. Trying to be aware of my surroundings, but I absolutely use it every time I'm engaged in conflict or working with a group in the way of just kind of choosing where to focus my energy, choosing how to stay present and grounded in the midst of conflict, trying to kind of move out of my reactiveness and into something that's more of a mindful response, like more of within my own values. I don't know. I like food. I like anything salty. Sushi comes to mind. I like sushi. Believe it or not, the Aikido practice is very relaxing. It's a hard workout a lot of times, but that is probably the main thing that I do. Like a hot bath. I like a walk. I like a glass of whiskey. Yeah, I like to garden. I like to grow things in my yard. I like to grow food. So I think the last thing that I picked up when I was just needing something mindless is I watched a few old episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Always a good go-to.